It was a night that sent shockwaves through the world of intelligence, a catastrophic failure that haunts the corridors of Mossad to this day. We're talking about the night Israel's meticulously built spy network in Egypt crumbled, not over weeks or months, but in a single disastrous operation. This is the story of the Lavon Affair, a tale of ambition, incompetence, and betrayal that nearly shattered Israel's reputation on the world stage. In the early 1950s, the political landscape of the Middle East was a powder keg. Gamal Abdel Nasser had risen to power in Egypt, and his nationalist rhetoric was making Israel nervous. A key point of contention was the Suez Canal, a vital waterway controlled by the British, but Nasser was pressuring them to leave. For Israel, British presence was a buffer, a stabilizing force. If they left, Israel feared Egypt would close the canal to its ships, choking its economy and security. This is where a secretive Israeli military intelligence unit, known as Unit 131, enters the picture. Their mission was audacious and incredibly risky: to conduct a series of covert bombings against American and British civilian targets in Egypt, cinemas, libraries, post offices. The goal wasn't to cause mass casualties, but to create chaos and instability. The attacks would be blamed on Egyptian nationalists, like the Muslim Brotherhood, making Egypt look unstable and incapable of protecting foreign interests. The hope was that this would convince Britain to maintain its military presence in the region, securing the Suez Canal for Israel. This plan was codenamed Operation Susanna. The agents chosen for this mission were not seasoned Mossad veterans. They were young Egyptian Jews, recruited for their deep patriotism and ability to blend in seamlessly. They were idealists, believing they were protecting their new homeland from an existential threat. They formed several cells, primarily in Cairo and Alexandria, ready to act on command. Their handler was an Israeli agent named Avri Elad, who operated under the alias Paul Frank. In the summer of 1954, the order came down. The operation was a go. The first few attacks were minor, causing small fires but little real damage. A post office in Alexandria was targeted. Then, the American libraries in Cairo and Alexandria were hit. The plan seemed to be working, with the incidents causing confusion, but no clear culprit. But the team was about to get reckless, and their luck was about to run out. The turning point came on July 23rd, a day of national celebration in Egypt marking the anniversary of the revolution. The target was the Rio Cinema in Alexandria. One of the agents, Philip Nathanson, was carrying the bomb, concealed inside his glasses case, ready to plant it inside the crowded theater. But as he moved through the crowd outside, something went horribly wrong. The device ignited prematurely in his pocket. Suddenly, his trousers were on fire. Panic erupted. Police officers rushed to the scene and quickly apprehended him. The game was up. Under intense interrogation, Nathanson broke. He revealed the names of his fellow cell members, the locations of their safe houses, and the details of their entire operation. The Egyptian security services moved with lightning speed. Within hours, they rounded up the entire network. All but one key player. The handler, Avri Elad, had already managed to slip out of the country, leaving his agents to their fate. His escape remains one of the most controversial and suspicious parts of the story. Had he betrayed them, or was he just incredibly lucky? The aftermath was a public relations nightmare for Israel. When the trial began in Cairo, the agents confessed to the plot, laying bare the entire operation for the world to see. Egypt had a propaganda goldmine. They showcased the captured agents and their equipment, proving that Israel had engaged in state-sponsored terrorism against Western targets. Back in Jerusalem, the Israeli government was in chaos. Initially, they vehemently denied any involvement, painting the entire affair as an anti-Semitic conspiracy by the Egyptian regime. They claimed the young Jews were victims of a frame-up. But behind the scenes, a furious blame game erupted. Who had authorized this insane, self-destructive mission? The finger-pointing focused on two powerful figures: Pinhas Lavon, the Minister of Defense, and Benjamin Ghibli, the Director of Military Intelligence. Lavon claimed he never gave the final order. Ghibli insisted he had. It became a case of his word against Lavon's. Forged documents appeared, testimonies conflicted, and the truth became buried under layers of political maneuvering. This internal power struggle, which became known as the Lavon Affair, would poison Israeli politics for over a decade. It led to Lavon's resignation and eventually brought down the government of Prime Minister Moshe Sharet. It also led to the return of Israel's founding father, David Ben-Gurion, from political retirement to clean up the mess. For the agents left behind in Egypt, the consequences were dire. 2 of them were executed. Others received long prison sentences, languishing in Egyptian jails for years, before eventually being released in prisoner exchanges. The man who ordered the executions was Gamal Abdel Nasser himself, who leveraged the incident to solidify his power and rally the Arab world against Israel. The Lavon Affair served as a brutal lesson for Israeli intelligence. It exposed the dangers of rogue operations, poor planning, and the catastrophic cost of failure. It led to major reforms within the intelligence community, clarifying the chain of command and ensuring that such a reckless operation could never be authorized without proper oversight again. It also marked a shift in power. Military intelligence lost its primacy in covert operations, and the Mossad rose to become Israel's leading spy agency, learning from the mistakes of Operation Susanna. The story is a stark reminder that in the shadowy world of espionage, even the most legendary agencies can make devastating blunders. The line between a brilliant covert success and a humiliating public failure is terrifyingly thin. It's a tale of misplaced patriotism, political ambition, and a mission so poorly conceived it nearly backfired on a biblical scale, forever changing the face of Israeli intelligence and the politics of the Middle East. Thanks for watching. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into history's most secret operations. See you next time.